we go. And we have audio. Excellent. Welcome everybody to the Sunday afternoon stream. My name is Angela, and I'm going to wait for a few minutes for people to get to join if they are choosing to do so today. We are working on a portfolio website for me. We've spent the last couple weekends working on a mock-up in Affinity Photo, and I made some revisions to the mock-up, which we're going to go ahead and implement today. Yesterday we got an excellent start getting this built, but I definitely have made some new decisions and decided to make a few small changes, and I spent the better part of the morning working on those, so I'm excited to show them to you. I also, I set a goal to, let's see here. Yay, Monique is here. Hello. So happy to have you here. I look forward to seeing you. And I'm also so excited that you're a fellow knitter as well. I actually have another YouTube channel that I really want to start. I recorded the first video. I haven't finished editing it yet for my little side business called Fiber and Craft. So that's the name of the YouTube channel. I'm hoping to get that video released this week. I was hoping to get that released a little earlier this month, in November rather, so I could do Vlogmas, but the universe just did not come together for me to do that. I definitely prioritize this, but honestly, it was just exciting to see that another knitter / developer was connecting. So I thought that was really exciting. So here's what I got done this morning. I did not finish the GitHub action. I did not even start the GitHub action. Here's what I did on my server. I took a complete backup and uninstalled WordPress from the server. So my old website does not exist anymore. I can't even tell you what a great feeling it was to take that site down. And I am just now in the process. I was going to see really quick if I could rsync. I'm just going to rsync locally up to the server. So give me a second here, and I'm just going to see if I can rsync what I currently have. And let's see if we can just, oh yeah, look at this. I already have it set up from the last time. So we want to go, what is my path here? My path is projects, portfolio. I didn't think, I wonder if that'll work. Yeah, that should work. Okay, so let's see here. 1 second here. Projects. Portfolio. I think this will work. I mean, I definitely want to get the deployment figured out, but I am more interested in just making sure I can deploy something today. That feels important. That feels like a milestone. So let's see here. Pardon me while I stare at my terminal for a minute. Let's see if this works. Okay, let's see. Rsync error, some files could not be transferred. Why? Did I go to the right directory? Yes, I went to the right directory. I wonder if it's because Okay, my rsync isn't working. I don't have time to troubleshoot. So this is probably something, what did I do last time? I think this is, do I need to be signed in? Hang on one second here. Let me see. Maybe I just need to be signed in. I can't remember. I haven't done an rsync in a really long time. Oh, here's why. I have the wrong path. This was from a different computer. All right. I think this will work this time. No, you don't like that either. Users. Did I spell it right? Yes. P-O-R-T P-F-O-L-I-O. Well, something got sent. It says some files could not be transferred. Maybe some could. Let me look and see here. Yeah, no, nothing got transferred. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to, well, I will have to deploy after the stream then, because this is not a good use of time and we have coding to do. So I'm so sorry about that. I really thought that I was going to have this all set up and ready to go. And it just ended up being a bit more than I could get done here this morning. And it looks like the Supreme Overlord is also here. Supreme Overlord, as usual, good evening from my end of the earth. We're so happy to have you. And you'll have to pardon me one more time. I have allergies year round. I'm so sorry. So it means that I pretty much have a chronic runny nose. So, but you know what? This is progress. Just even getting this site, backed up and removed, that's a pretty good feeling. The server is set up. I just have to get everything deployed after we're done today. So let's just keep moving forward. I really want to show you the changes that I made to the mockup, which are that I just decided to go ahead and add my name in the header as an H1. I did figure out how to convert my initials in Affinity Photo to a proper SVG that did not have an inline style referencing the font. So I'll show you that. And then I decided to add a button for people to click to email because I don't have a form anywhere on this one page website yet. So this made sense to me. So we'll do a mail to URL with a mail to, and then I'll show you how we can add a custom subject that fills in the subject of the email as well. And then we can also get, a button, except that this won't actually be a button element. It will be a link because a button is for an action and an anchor link is to take you off, is navigation, right? It's to take you off the page. I changed this from green to blue because if we just sort of zoom out here a little bit, you'll see I made some other changes. I added my inspiration photo here below, and the green just didn't look quite right. So I changed this to blue, and if you see up here in the header, we have a very subtle gradient that goes from darker on the right to lighter on the left. And then I did the same gradient here, but darker on the left and lighter on the right. And then I added this really nice dark blue background. And we're just going to use a SAS function to darken the current color blue till we have something that we like. And then I took these key responsibilities that I felt were just like a little too much here, and I added them here, and I'm not sure that I'm going to keep this gold border. I was just sort of playing around. I actually have another idea, but I did grab our teal color, which is the teal from this right here, which we hadn't really, I think it was this right here, which we didn't really have a chance to use yet anyplace, and I really like it. I really, really like it. And we're going to set this up to be sort of a pseudo masonry. We'll do it with Flexbox. We'll do a flex flow of columns, and then we'll just set a fixed height here on this background image. And these key responsibilities for my job at St. Thomas are going to need some revision. So I will, I'll work on the, you know, I feel like websites are a living, breathing thing. So I will constantly be revising and changing content. And Monique says it's still one of the colors from the style guide, those buttons. Yes. Yep. So I'm trying to use as many colors from the style guide as possible to make sure that, because so many of the style, well, I mean, the blue and the green are the only two suitable background colors with white text that are accessible, but that doesn't mean we can't use these other colors in some way. I also want to, I don't have it here in the mock-up, but I want to make it so the bullets in all lists have the full color palette, because that's not an action item. That's not something that a user relies on. So we should be able to code that in for all bullet lists. And I feel like this list needs something in general, but I haven't decided what yet, and I'm not going to worry about it tonight because there are other things. I want to get this other section finished here tonight, this section, and sort of get this in line. I was also thinking that if I take out this content here and I'm left with this content, we'll just have to see how things look, but I might put in a button actually taking people to the home page of our, this is the website of the university where I work, and it seems appropriate to bring people here if they want to check out this website. We have many, many web properties at St. Thomas, but this is our primary main EDU site. So I might go ahead and add a link, and if people want to go check out St. Thomas, because I've spent the last 7 years of my life working there and coding these things. We also need to make sure that these buttons have a hover state. So hopefully we'll have time to do that. And then I don't really have a proper footer. So I'll probably just put in a copyright statement and a year. See here. Right, I think the stream cut out for a minute there, so I was just checking to see if it was okay. All right. Yeah, I just want to get started coding. I'm feeling a little I think one of the drawbacks to having like lots of making yourself a lot of lists of things to do is that I feel a little overwhelmed by everything I've committed myself to. And the best way for me to get over that feeling is to just start getting some stuff done. So that's what I'm going to do. So let's do something fun. Let's grab our typography style sheet and see if we can change those bullet colors. Let's see here. So here's our mock-up. I guess I'm going to need to have this open. Yes. Okay. So in typography, let's just go ahead and do a class. I've basically given, we'll do a class called lists. And that's the class that will give our unordered lists. Yeah, and I'm not going to change. Lists automatically get margin and padding, and I'm not going to change those. I think that's fine. But we do have a marker here that we can style, and I'm pretty sure MDN pseudo class marker, MDN marker. Oh, here we go. Okay. The limited availability. Safari. I bet that's iOS. How much you want to bet? And also, if it fails, if the pseudo class doesn't work on one browser, it hurts nothing because it's not an important part of the UI. It's purely aesthetic. It's an aesthetic enhancement. So if it doesn't work on one browser, I actually don't care. So the pseudo element marker selects the marker of a box list item which typically contains a bullet or number. It works on any element or pseudo element set to display list item, such as the LI and the summary elements. Allowable, here we go. Color. Okay, so hopefully this will be easy. Yes, so let's do marker. Let's just see if we can make them all green just to make sure. No, I don't think that worked. Do we have to have... Oh, hang on. Are we compiling? We are not. Now we are. Lists. Okay, hang on. We're still not there. LI. Oh, list. Man, I'm getting it wrong like 4 times in a row. Okay. So it's a class of list LI marker. Oh, is it green? I think it turned green. Yeah. There we go. Green. So let's do this. Pink. Okay, that works. Cool. So here's what we are going to do. We're going to do nth of type. We've got 5 colors. So we're going to do nth of type. So let's do this. We'll do this to make sure that still works. Oh, why doesn't that work? Oh. Okay, that works. Perfect. So we're going to do nth of type, we're going to do 1N. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll do 2N, 3N, 4N, 5N, and then where is our variables? So we're going to do navy, teal, green, mint, yellow, and then those should just repeat. Yay! Look at that. I mean, if we wanted to make it a little more colorful, maybe it would actually be good to take out the navy and the green and just do the teal. Oh yeah, Monique, good, thank you. So yeah, so if I was gonna pseudocode this, here's what I would write. I would write something like this. For each, well, for each is probably not. If I have 5 colors, change the color of the marker pseudo class on the li. If I have 5 colors, change the color of the marker pseudo class on the li and have it repeat every nth of type. Now, I have the benefit of kind of knowing ahead of time what to do. But we have more things that we're gonna nth of type tonight. So I will try to do this more for you, so you can get a good idea of how to write pseudocode. So yeah, it is a cool effect. I really like it. I think I'm going to take out navy and green and just leave in the other 3 colors, which means it'll change every 1, 2, 3. There. Yes, we love that. And we didn't really have to do anything but change that color. That's so cool. That is so cool. The other thing I want to do, it would not be accessible for me to change the color of these. But I would love to just put like an underline under it or something. Yeah, I'll have to think of that. And then let's adjust the margin here a little bit. This is super small. And our margin, what is the margin? It is 0.83. So if we did margin 0.25. think I'm just going to do 0 margin. Because it has a lot of line height. It has, well, it's getting the line height that everything else is getting. And it's already got margin from the UL. So I like that a little better. I'm actually wondering if maybe I should just make this a little smaller. So if that was 30% and this was 70%, how would that look? No, I think 35/65 is okay, but I will change that. I am going to change the margin. So we're just going to say margin 0. There we go. Perfect. I'm not going to do anything else with this section. I mean, the only thing we're going to do is we're going to write some responsive styles when we're done. Okay, so let's take out the key responsibilities and duties and close that and get our next section fixed up here. And I'm going to say current position, and I'm going to take out, I'm just going to comment out this list for now. Oh, stop. And this makes me think that I have to take out the key responsibilities. Achievements also. And I'm just going to say St. Thomas. St. Thomas website. And then we'll turn that into a button. Okay, so we need to remove margin from the tertiary. And I think we definitely need to adjust the margin on our paragraphs. So we're going to take out the margin here too. They have so much line height, I don't think they need margin. And then let's make sure, usually on paragraphs, I just do, what do we have here by default? 1M. So usually by default, I do margin 0 on the top, 0 on the left and right, and just 1 rem on the bottom. And that helps tighten it up a little bit. I think, oh yeah, and we're going to make this blue and give it a border. And I think that's going to help kind of, you know, bunch things in a little bit. So let's go ahead and change the background. So first I want to copy, oh, where's my header? I'm going to copy my linear gradient from the header. And current duties. I'm going to take this off the main container and just put it on the text container. But we're going to do it the opposite, in the opposite direction. So we'll do navy comma, lighten. Yep, that works. I like it. Yeah, and this is a little tighter, although maybe well, let's do our button. Let's grab our button styles because we're going to borrow those. And I want a blue hollow. That's a white background, white solid blue, white hollow blue. Right here is what we want. Okay, so we'll grab this first. And let's give this a class. Whoops. We'll give this a class of, we're just going to give it a class of button. You can still have the same class, even if it's not the same element, right? That's why we use classes and we don't rely on elements. So let's see if that automatically styles it for us. We might have to do anything. Oh, stop. Oh, and I think we have to give it, so it would be button, white hollow blue. Okay, and it just needs a couple extra. So we would say underline, I want to do underline none, or text decoration none, decoration none, and probably these should be display inline block so they don't. Yeah, that works. There we go. Easy peasy. I mean, on a really big screen, this is a little cramped, isn't it? Okay, let's get our border in there and we can add some padding. I keep saying I'm going to do that. So here's our text container for current duties. We can take this out. And then in the text container, I'm going to make this position relative. And then I'm going to use a pseudo class. We'll do a before. And you always have to do content, even if it's empty. And then we'll say display block width 100%, height 100% to match the size of the container. And then its position absolute, top, oh yeah, we'll have to adjust the height and width. So we'll do top 24 pixels, left 24 pixels, which means this is actually going to be a calculation. So this would actually be calc 100% minus 48 pixels. And then same here. Calc 100% minus 48 pixels. And then this will have a Z index. We'll just try 1 for now. See if we need to adjust that. Let's see here. Display block width, height, position. Oh, border. Okay. Hang on here. So we need a border of 3 pixels, solid. We'll darken it. Oops, that's not what I want. Darken We're going to darken the navy. We'll just try 15% darker for now. There we go. Ooh, that's really dark. Let's try 10%. It was not very mathematical when I did it. So let's try 5%. That's super dark. I think even that's too dark. And I think the gradient is a little too light too. Let's just try 2.5%. And let's give it a, let's make it 48. Hang on. Okay, let's try 48. And then 48 plus 48 is 96. Yeah, I like that a lot better. And then this just needs some padding on the inside. So our padding is 50. Let's just do yeah, that kind of gives it a little more of a container, gives it a lot of breathing room. It makes the container, forces the container to be a little bit bigger. I mean, I have a big monitor, so I would think that it might be a more typical viewing experience right about here, like right around here. And I think this is too much. This just feels a little off to me. Let's go back to our typography. This is how it goes, right? That looks a little more comfy. And I think I am going to put some margin underneath that H3. Yeah. Oh, and our container is, so we probably want to do pointer events none. So this container with the border is now over top and it's not letting us click here. So I think we can just do on this text container, we can just say, or right here, we can say pointer events none. There we go. And now we're able to do this again. So, and click our button. Oh, and let's make sure that clicks into what am I doing here? Target equals blank. There we go. All right, I'm happy with that. I do want the bottom, this image, right bottom. There we go. That's what I wanted. I just wanted that watermark to always be visible. Now you can really see how that image is anchored in the lower right corner where the watermark is. So as that image is flexible and moves around, it's anchored to that spot. That's perfect. All right, so let's get our next section in here. So before the social icons, so this section we'll go ahead and call responsibilities. And we are going to do a wrap, and then we'll do articles, and we'll give these a class of item. And then these will also be paragraphs. Let's see here. These definitely need editing, but that is okay. Whoops. Yeah, that looks good. Put this outside of the wrap because I know I'm going to be using Flexbox, and that is going to be treated like one of the children. And then all right. There we go. So let's get started on our responsibilities. So we want to have a probably the first thing we want to do is get a background image. Background image, URL. See, I don't have Oh, I guess I don't have the full image in here. Let me do that quick. Perfect. I have one optimized already. Geometric. And I'll say background, repeat, no repeat, background, what else do we want to do? Background position, cover, background, no, that's background size, cover, background position, center, center. I don't even know if we really need that. Oh, there we go. Nice. So now this image is just nice. You can see they're it just kind of moves with the background. CSS is the best. All right. So let's do something. We're going to do something really similar here. So this is good. We kind of have a sense of how much space we need here to make this look nice and comfy. So we'll go ahead and do, we'll do a pseudo class again. So we'll say before, oh, can you see this here? Stop. Content, and then we'll say display block. We're going to do width calc 100% minus, I think we said 96 pixels, and then height calc 100% minus 96 pixels. Border, I want to do 3 pixels solid teal. What else do we do? Z-index, pointer events, position absolute, and we need to make sure this is position relative. And then this will be top 48 pixels, left 48 pixels. We'll do a z-index of 1 to control the stacking order, and then we'll say pointer events none. Lovely. So now we need to make sure that everything else falls inside of that. So we'll just want to give, we just want to give it a nice, healthy amount of padding. So let's see if 100 pixels is enough. They're beautiful. I love it. Do I take students as mentors? Roman B is asking. Are you asking if I mentor students? The answer to that will always be yes. Are you asking if I would mentor you, Roman? let me know if that's what you're talking about, and I would be happy to connect with you offline if you are looking for some help or just have some questions. I also would really like to start, and I have some planned content of doing code reviews for people. So if you have something you want to have me do, like a code review, I'd be happy to do that. But yeah, I would. I'm always happy to talk to somebody if you feel like you need a little extra help or you have some questions, or you could use a little bit of mentorship. Let me know if that's what you meant. Okay, and then let's go ahead and set the color here as white. Well, actually, it wouldn't be the color because we're going to put a little background against each of these articles. Let's see here. I think we just want our header, our secondary heading to be white. And we're also going to need to give it, make it white. Secondary heading. Oh, it's an H2. Let's see here. There we go. And then let's center this and give it a little text shadow. We might be breaking some rules here by having text over top of an image. I know I'm breaking rules. So I'm going to show this week to a friend of mine that I work with and see if if she says I'm breaking a rule, I will change it. But I really hope she isn't. And I'm just going to say key responsibilities. And Roman is saying, yes, cool. I started teaching a couple of months ago. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, no problem. So Roman, if you want to get in touch with me, we have a Discord server. If you go to, let me see here. If you want to contact me via the Discord server, you definitely can. Let's see here. I think this is the link right here. Copy link address. Nope, that's not it. Oh, why aren't you copying? I can write CSS, I cannot copy a link. There we go. You can also get in touch with me via email if you have any questions. I am always open to a conversation. Let's see here. Okay, so let's give this a little bit of text shadow. Oh, what was I saying? So one of my really, really good friends on my team at work at St. Thomas is an accessibility specialist. She even has a special certification. You are welcome, Roman. And also welcome to the stream. We're really happy to have you. So, anyways, her name is Ashley. She is a really, really good friend, and she will not sugarcoat it. If I am doing something I shouldn't be, she will let me know. So let's go ahead and do 1 pixel, 1 pixel, 1 pixel, 1 pixel, RGBA. Oh, no, that's not what I want. I'm just going to do black and 0. I think we can just do 0.25. Does that work? Yep, that works. Did it work? Yes. No. What did I do wrong here? Invalid property value. Okay. MDN text shadow. Oh, there's only 3. So there's, wait a second here. So it's, okay, so we have the XY offset and blur radius. So that's why. So we just need to take these out. And I think we could actually, we can increase these. Yep, that worked. I'm going to make it a little darker. So let's bump that up to 50%. And we'll go 3 pixels. Whoa, there we go. I mean, I kind of like it though. We do want a little bit of blur. I'm going to make this a lot darker. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. There. It's a little more crisp. So we'll bump it up to 75% and we'll do a 2 pixel X offset, 2 pixel Y offset, and a 2 pixel blur. And then I will find out this week how many rules I'm breaking. And Roman is asking, now it's better to use rem or pixels for a before pseudo class. Well, that's a really good point. You're definitely not wrong. So I'll tell you the reason I'm using pixels. Well, I'll be honest, I'm horribly inconsistent. I'll just be completely straight with you. I am horribly inconsistent. The other reason I've been using pixels a lot is because the font that I chose is really extraordinarily small, and I've had to upscale it by like 1.5 times. So 16 pixels is just absolutely tiny, and this size is actually 24 pixels, which is really 1.5 rems. So honestly, we could just go ahead and 96. I'll switch it to rems. You're right. We probably should, to keep it flexible. So 48 pixels is actually 3 rems. Am I doing this right? Yeah, 24 is 1.5. So this would be 3 rems. See, this is honestly why I like having people watch, because it's good. It's good. It's good to have people be like, "Are you doing that right?" So these would be 6. Yeah, that makes sense. Just go ahead and save it. Just go ahead and say it. You're doing it wrong, Angela. Yeah. We'll fix it up here too. Let's see here. So this will be 6. No, this will be 3 rems. And this will be 6 rems. Yeah. All right, so let's get our boxes in here. So in the mock-up, I put a gold border here. Um, and I think what I would rather do is just have a solid border on the bottom. And I want to do the same thing that we did with our bullets, which you can't even see here. I want to do the same thing we did with our bullets. So let's put a border down at the bottom and have it alternate. So it's automatic that as you add content, it's getting added. So, and Roman is saying, thanks for the explanation. Pixels to rem and RPX to VW CSS rem. Yeah, we just started writing. How did we start writing it at work? Where you can do a minimum and a maximum, and then you have that middle value, but I can't think of it. I can't think of what you call that now. We just started doing it at work with a new build that we did. And we use VW. So I tend to not use VW because it's kind of wildly inconsistent, in my opinion. But the way, what is it called? We did it on our product. We did it on our product list, didn't we? Let's see. I really want to look now. Let's look in GitHub. Clamp. That's what it is. MDN CSS clamp. Yes. So this is what we started doing, where you have a minimum and a maximum, and then that center value is the vertical width to adjust to the screen size. So that is a really effective way to font size. Let me see here. And you're saying my Stack Overflow knowledge is very large? Your stack of knowledge is very large. Well, I've been doing it for a while. I've been doing this for a little while, about 11 years. So, yes, mine like a steel trap. So, but clamp, so we've been using this at work, and it is really, really effective for font sizing, especially as the browser window gets bigger and smaller. I just haven't gotten into the habit yet of really using it. So, yeah, just, it's good though that I have people here reminding me to do stuff. So, and Roman is giving me the thumbs up. Thank you, Roman. Appreciate it. Appreciate the conversation. So, okay, so let's get our cards in here, and then we will give them a border, an alternating border that's automatic as you add or remove content. And we are zipping right along here. Once we finish this section, we'll come back up to the header, and we will add our H1, and then we'll add a button that has a mail to link with the subject filled in. So let's see here. Okay, so we have articles called items. So these are our responsibility items. We'll come right down here. And we'll go ahead and say background color is going to be white, and we'll give this some padding of 2 rems. We'll see if we need more or less. I'm also going to make sure that we'll do that last. And then we'll just do a border bottom. Well, let's see here. We'll see how it looks. Well, 3 pixels, solid. We'll just say teal. And then we need to build our columns. So we want our wrap to have display flex. So this will be display flex. We'll do flex flow. We're going to do column, wait a second, column, wrap. I want justify content and align items to be default. And then we'll do margin bottom 1 rem. Well, we'll do 1 for now. And then we need our items to be a width of, I'm going to say 30%. We'll see how this looks. And then we need to, how do we control our height? I think we just control our height, right? So if we give this a height of, well, what's the height now? The height is 1600. So if we just say height 800, it should be wrapping. There we go. And we're going to want 600 pixels. We're getting there. So if we do 600 pixels, see, I'm calling this like a pseudo masonry layout. It's not, I mean, it's technically a masonry layout, but you really have to control the height of the container. And I have some other live streams where we worked on a masonry layout, and this is not really a problem that has been solved by CSS yet. It's unfortunately, and I think I missed one of my items here, but that's fine. So I think a height of 600 is good. And I don't mind controlling the height for this one container because it's not a very big container. It doesn't have tons of content in it. And even though it's fussy, this is the look that I want for this particular container. So I'm fine doing it. I'm fine with the trade-offs. But I do think that we need to make our items I think if we do a width of 32.333%, yeah, that looks good. That looks better. Does this fill the container? Not really. Justify content, space. No, we don't want that. We want it to be flex start. Align items. I think that's the default. Because align items, since it's a column, see, justify content is going to treat it like a column. I think I just need to be okay with this and not worry about some of these details. That's what I'm going to do. So we're going to go 32. I never understand why it doesn't perfectly align to the other side when it's a column. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of reading about that this week and play with that and figure it out. So I don't even think I need align items here. Yeah. Yeah. And then this does need some margin. That header does need some margin. Margin 0.5. That's not enough. And then we need to take I think we should take the margin off of the paragraph tags. And then we're going to add a little more. We're going to go ahead and add and we should add a box shadow to this too. And Jennifer is saying set flex grow 1 to fill it out. Consider flex basis on the items instead of width. This will allow the items to shrink down. Jennifer, thank you. Let's see. Oh, flex, hang on, flex grow, hang on. Yes, there's a shorthand for that. Flex grow, flex shrink, flex basis. So flex is flex grow 1, flex shrink, and then flex basis. So you're saying set flex grow, so we would do, so we could do 1, the default is 0, 1 auto. So we could do 1, 0, and 32%. 1, 0, 32. Flex 1, 1, 33%. Probably need to take this off. Let's see here. Well, this is the margin on the bottom, so that should be okay. Row. Oh, yeah, I have it set to columns. I have it set to columns to get like a pseudo. Okay. I have it set to columns to get a pseudo masonry layout. Yeah. Yeah. So I did a whole thing on masonry. It is a problem that has not been solved yet by CSS. So this FlexFlow column wrap is my little hack. My little hack for doing a kind of a faux pseudo masonry. So I still think that there's a way though to fill this out. I just have to experiment with it this week. Normally what I do on FlexFlow when I have it set to row is I just do justify content space between to get that first item and last item hugging up against the edges. That's how I usually get things filled out. I should be better at using the flex shorthand, but I've gotten myself into a little bit of trouble with that because every time I think I understand it, I do something to screw it up and it doesn't work quite right. So I've gotten into the very bad habit of using width, but I should be better at using the flex property, the flex shorthand. So I think for now, I'm going to leave it like this until I figure out, until I have a little bit of a chance to play with it offline. I am happy with this, the way it looks now. Yeah. Let's remove the but Jennifer, thank you for chiming in and um, and pointing that out to me. I definitely appreciate that. Let's adjust our border bottom. I'm going to bump this up to 5. And let's go ahead and change the color. So we'll do nth of type. We'll do 1n. Two N, 3N. We'll do our teal, our mint, and our yellow. And there we go. Let's see here. Oh, and let me see here. Why are you not catching the first one? Oh, I just can't see it. That's why. Let's give it a little bit. Let's just give it a little bit more. And then let's do a box shadow. We'll do 2 pixels, 2 pixels. I think it's blur and offset. That is aggressive. Let's see here. we'll do that. So we'll do, leave this as 0. And then let's start with yellow. Let's change around these colors. And we probably want, yeah, let's start with yellow. We'll swap these. Well, we probably want yellow to be in, no, we'll do this. There we go. So we have yellow, mint, teal, mint, yellow. I think I left one of these out. Yeah, switch the order of the colors. So if the colors change every 3, we probably wouldn't want the cards to be more than 2 deep. And I think I left one out here. So let's go back to our GitHub. Okay, here we go. There we go. And I want to take the, it's not very much, but I'm going to take the padding off of, oops. I'm going to take the padding off of the paragraphs. There. Well, this is such a wide screen. Looks a little weird. Well, it's a work in progress. I mean, I'm not disappointed with what I have going here. But I don't know if I'm gonna end up keeping this or not. It feels a little boring to me. But I don't not like it. So, and then clearly our borders have too much z-index here. So probably we could just do a z-index of, well, let's check and see. There we go. Okay. definitely need to work on our responsive styles. So let's go ahead and finish our header, and then we can do some responsive styles. All right. So we'll do an H1 here. And then we'll go ahead and do so we'll do mail to. And we need to grab our SVG. And then we don't need to do an extra label or anything because we have an anchor link that says contact, and we do ARIA hidden true, so the screen reader will ignore the SVG. And then we're going to give this a class of button, and I think we said our button style was white hollow blue. And we'll see how that looks. Not that good. That's okay. That is okay. So first, we are going to go ahead and flexbox our header. Let's see here. We will do the wrap. So we'll say display flex, flex flow, row. We can say row wrap for now. And then we'll do justify content, space between, and align items, center. And then we also want our primary heading. Whoops. We want the color to be white. We want our font size to be, I think I did 3 rems. So far, so good. Let's work on that. SVG. And then we'll do our SVG. I think I did like I don't remember. We'll do 20. We'll do the 20 pixels. Wasn't very big. Height 20 pixels. We'll do fill of white. And we want this to be, I suppose, display inline block. Yeah, that works. And then we'll make sure that the anchor is also display inline block. We'll do vertical align middle. We'll do the same here. There we go. We'll give this a little margin, right? I'll say 10 pixels for now. And then here we'll do color white, text decoration none. And then I think we need to change the, we'll have to change some of our hover styles. So this has, we'll have to change our margin and our min width. So I think we can just do min width auto, perfect. And then margin 0. Beautiful. And then I think we should, it's got a lot of padding. Let's change our padding. I'm going to do 0.5 rems on the top, but I'm going to do 1.5 rems on the left and right. Oof, look at that. Right before my eyes. Oh, it's beautiful. How do you not love CSS? Okay, that didn't work. Hang on. Oh, here. All right. Okay, so we just have to fix our hover because our current button styles are written for the button element, and this is not the button element, it's an anchor, which is totally fine. We just have to adjust our hovers. So we'll do hover active focus. It will be the color just needs to be navy. And then we have to change the fill on our SVG. There we go. Oh, yeah, we need to make sure that the trigger has to be on this. So what we really want to do is we want to make sure we have our transition here. Transition, I'm just going to say all 300 milliseconds, ease in, out. And then the hover, the active, and the focus should trigger the SVG and the anchor link. So we want to do, I think we can just do, we'll do our anchor link first. So we'll do this. I think that'll work. Hover active focus, trigger the anchor. The timing is a little off. But you know what? This won't, we can't click on that, can we? So we have to take the padding off of the button and put it on the link. And really, everything has to, the button, I mean, the button can still be the P. But I think the border has to be on, but the link is just, see if you're right here on the border, you can't click. But if you're here, there you can click. Yeah, I didn't really think that through, did I? That's fine. Okay, hang on. I got this. I got this. We're just going to go ahead and put this class on the anchor. See, I would have figured this out soon enough. Put this class on the anchor, and then we put the SVG inside here. There we go. Yes. Okay. So now our timing is correct and our trigger is correct. I think this contact needs to be bold. I think right now it's just, I think we can do 600. I don't want to do 700. I think we can do 600. Yeah. So let's do font weight 600. Yeah, that looks good. Look at that. Thank you, Monique. Isn't CSS amazing? This is why this never gets old. It just never gets old. I don't know. I just love it. Okay, I did fix my, let's see here. I need to go back and fix this. Where are we? Header. Okay, yeah, we just need to fix this a little bit here, don't we? So all of these things are the button class now. So we're display inline block, vertical align middle, padding, color, text decoration, min width, margin. These go up here. And then there we go. Nice. So let's make our envelope a little bit bigger, and then we just have to trigger the fill. So we would also do, so here's the hover active focus, and then we would also, I think we can just do this, trigger the SVG. Well, but it's not a, yeah, it's a child. Fill navy. I think. Does that work? Look at that. So we just need a transition now on the SVG. So I think we can specify the color, and then we can specify fill. Yeah, that works. Let's adjust the size of this. What if we do 30 pixels? Oh, that's a little big. And we don't need, I don't think this is like a parent container now, so I don't think that matters. Oh, that's still really big. I meant to do 25. That's still, if we do, I think if we just do middle, but make this a line height 1. Oh, one of these is going to work. Text, there we go. That's as close as I'm going to get it on inline block, and I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. Yeah, we can do text bottom. I mean, I could flexbox this, but for one little SVG, I don't think I need to. I do feel like the timing is a little bit off with this trigger, isn't it? Oh, probably because I changed. Is it because I changed this from color to all? Yeah, that was why. That is much smoother. Okay. So I don't have a defined width on any of these. They're just their default. So here's the wrap. These are just their normal cells. And we could take out, I don't think we need the margin in there. And we definitely need to cut down on some of this. There we go. So let's I think we just need to take out the margin on this primary heading. Margin 0. And then our logo wrap, we don't need this. That was to center it, which we're not worried about anymore. There we go. I think that could actually even be a little tighter. So right now the padding is 1.5 rems. I think it could just be 1. Yeah. And I also think this primary header looks a little bold, doesn't it? Yep, font weight bold. So I'm going to change that. I think that could be a font weight 400. Yeah, I like that a lot better. Font weight 400. Yeah, I like it. You know what else we could do? We could give this header a little bit of box shadow. I'm not going to worry about that for now. All right. We need to write some responsive styles. That is the next thing we're going to do. Oh, you know what else we need to do? We need to give these links a hover style. Let's do that. So we will make these hover. Okay, what would I rather do? Would I rather make hover styles for the links, or would I rather make this responsive? I think it would be a better use of my time to jump into the responsive styles. The links work. The links work. The other thing I wanted to do was so if I hit contact, I want this to open up my Gmail. So mail to links open Gmail. How to make mail to links go to Gmail. Set Gmail as browser default email client. Open Chrome and navigate to settings. Let's see here. Okay, well, this setting has changed since this article was written. So, okay, so normally I knew this was like a browser or an operating system setting. I think we can at least do mail to subject line. We'll at least do this. So it's just a It's just an API endpoint. So subject line equals free chocolate. Okay, so we'll just do this. So for this email, mail to, and then we'll do question mark, subject equals, I'll do website inquiry. So if somebody clicks on this link and it automatically opens up a new email, like a new email for them to compose, it would fill in my email address and it would fill in the subject line website inquiry. So, yeah, they can change it. They don't have to do that if they notice it. But yeah, I like to just fill it in for people. So, okay, let's start working on our responsive styles. So I don't know what we're going to need here. And when I do responsive styles, usually it's like the last thing I do. I know a lot of people do it as they're working. I tend to wait till everything is in place to do it. And then I just write media queries as I need them. I usually do like a max width of 960. I don't know, that just kind of works for me. And it keeps it kind of simple. I'm also not afraid to get a little fussy with something. I know, for example, that my little pseudo faux masonry layout is going to be a little bit fussy because it really relies on the height of this container being set. And I'm fine with that. I don't really mind. I'll do it because I want this look and feel. So let's start with our header. So our header is kind of wrapping already. And what do we want to do for the header? I'm kind of thinking of hiding in a screen reader friendly way the H1 and just having the logo and the button. And Roman is saying, thanks for the stream. Thank you for joining us, Roman. I was happy to have you. Let me know if you have any other questions. So yeah, I think I'm going to hide the H1 in a screen reader friendly way. And we'll just keep the logo and the contact button. So, and this holds up till about, we'll say 7. Yeah, we'll just say 700. So we'll go ahead and our header. So here's our primary heading, and I'm just going to say at media, max width, 700 pixels. Let me see here. Where's our toolkit? I'm literally just going to add our access hidden, our screen reader friendly CSS to the media query. There, perfect. And then I think that I'm going to make sure, I'll make sure that this is row no wrap. But I think that this button, I think if we just hide the H1 in a screen reader friendly way, we still have the logo. Yeah. And this gets us down to like 290. I think that works. And if we really feel like we need to tighten up that header, like remove some of the padding, we definitely can. But I'm just all about easiest. Okay. And our banner. So I think on an extra large screen, this banner needs to be a little bit bigger. So let's pull this out. So right now, let's see here. Yeah, so how well does that hold up? I would say by about maybe 1600. Let's go back here. Where's our hero? Oh, I think it's in Maine. So I'm going to change this to 75, and we can do a couple media queries here. That's fine. We'll do 1600 pixels, and then we'll just pop this down to 60. And then we can do another one. I'm going to guess 960. And maybe, I don't know, 30. See what happens. Stop. There we go. Yeah. I think that works. I think we definitely need to tighten up this header a little bit because it's really cutting off the image. What if we made that even smaller? Let's come back to this. We have a couple other things that are screwing up our layout. It's a good start though. This is a good start. Okay. Let's get this in place now. So this is our skills and experience. So let's see how this holds up. So we just saw the screen kind of jump a little bit at 1600, which was our banner adjusting. So we're at so there's 960. So let's change this at 960, and we're just gonna pop these right on top of each other. We could almost just change it to column. And we want to change the, let's see here, do column, and then we could do image with background and text container right in the same container. With background, text container. We probably want, I don't want this to be 100%. I think this could be 100%. We just have to change our padding. Well, maybe they both could. Take off the padding. Yeah, our image really needs some help there, doesn't it? Let's do... So our figure is 100%. I don't think it should be 100%. I think it should maybe be 80%. Oh yeah, but that padding screws that up. And then maybe just some margin to center it. There we go. Maybe 85. This. Oh, it's just being covered up by that. So we just want to give this some margin on the bottom. Maybe 3 rems to push it down. Yeah. And then this has that extra padding we have to remove on the left. There we go. See, this is why I like to leave these images sort of in their original state, because I think if they're well optimized, you have so much more flexibility. And then let's and then let's tighten up our padding here a little bit for mobile. Let's take this and put it, we probably want to put it at the bottom. Wait a second, I think I deleted something by mistake. We'll change our padding. Oh, we need still need a little more. There we go. So we reduce that padding a little bit. We do not need that much on the bottom. There we go. Gosh, I'm so happy I didn't crop that picture and I left it the way it was. I think we can tighten up some of what's going on around this image. So this is 100% plus 80. So what if we changed this to 40 and then we change the top to 20? That looks a little better. And then our pseudo after class, instead of that being top 75, that could be top 40. That tightens that up a little bit. And then the left, maybe instead of 30, we do 15. Yeah. And I'm just going to put that, just going to put it right in here. We can do that. So we're going to change the top and this. Go to about half. And then we're going to do the same thing again for the after. And we're just going to change the top and the left. So instead of 75, I think I said 40 and 15. Yeah, and then this does not need nearly as much padding. Now let's try, yeah, we can do 75. Let's see here. Right here. I love it. Yeah, that's a great transition. So let's see, what would that actually be like? Oh, see, we have some other things that are sort of impeding our progress. So let's keep going here. This section, I think we can just put that image on top of, we can just put the image on top of the text container and change the width. So again, once we get down to, we might want to pop this into mobile a lot sooner. So maybe around 1200. Does this, can we get to 960? I think 960 is super tight. I'm gonna do 1200. That's okay. That is okay. So again, I'm just going to do, go down here, At media, whoops. Max width, 1200 pixels. And we'll do flex flow column. Flex flow column wrap. And then we want our image half screen and text container. So we're going to do image half screen, comma, text container, and we'll just say width 100%. Oh, where's our image? Oh, wait. Oh, we probably need height 100%. We did some weird stuff with the positioning here, so I guess this doesn't surprise me. Yeah, because, okay, that's fine. We just have to, instead of column, we're not going to change this. It'll be row. And then because it's really dependent on the other, it's dependent on its partner to the left or right for height. So we need probably so if we say height 0, I think we could just do like 50%. Yeah, that I'm good with that. So we just need that for the mobile. So can we keep this? Can we still do a column? Yeah, we can. I'm not sure it matters. And then we'll do, give this its own. So we'll do width 100%, and we're going to do height 0, padding bottom 50%. And that keeps that image under control and puts the emphasis on the container with the text. So let's make sure then that this has a height of auto. So it has something to change. It has something to change when it does go to mobile. I think that'll work. Yeah. I think we could definitely tighten up this padding around here. We can change this from pixels to rems, so let's do that. So I think technically this would be 6 rems. So let's change that to let's cut everything in half. So we'll do padding 3 rems. And then let's change this also. So we'll do media, max width 960, and let's change top to 1.5. We're gonna have to change our height and width also. Left to 1.5 rems, and then we'll just update this as well. So this would be 3. Oh, much better. Much better for mobile. Yeah. Much, much better for mobile. I think this is going to need a little bit of technically it works. Technically it's fine. But this needs something. This little bullet list needs a little extra, a little something extra. Like maybe just more space in between these areas, maybe like some sort of border, or not necessarily a horizontal rule, but like something like that, something that just sort of separates them, makes them slightly more visually interesting. Okay, this is looking pretty good. So let's do the same thing here. This does not hold up at all. Shocking. Probably because of the height of this container. Which is here on the wrap. Yeah. So if we change this to 1,000. Yeah, so we just need to, this is going to be very fussy. Although that seems to hold up pretty well. So if we go from, okay, what was it? It was 600. Let's just start with exactly where it breaks. And then those will be our breakpoints. So 1270. Okay. So let's see here. And it's the wrap. So let's change our height to 800. Ooh, she's going to be fussy. Okay, what is that? Okay, so 10, we'll say 1060. We're just going to do a couple of these. And so what is that? We'll say maybe 1,000. Okay, so at 9, I am going to at 960, we'll change the height to I want to change the width also. So I'm going to change to 49%, and we'll change the height to 1200. This would be 48. And then at 768, it's just going to be one column. Oh, I know there's a better way to do that. Height auto. Width 100%. There we go. And then let's tighten up this padding as well. So that padding is right up here. So where did I do it last time? I think I did it at 9. $960. So we'll do that at 960 again. Yep, and we'll change this also. We'll do this right here. So I'm just going to cut the padding in half. We'll do 3 rems. And then I think we can just copy this exact same thing from right here. Nice. Nice. And then, why is this container so big? Oh, we're still in 2 columns, that's why. I'm going to leave it because I think I'm going to be refining this content. So, yeah, I'm just going to leave it. Here's where it turns to auto, and that looks fine. Now we have a proper layout. Oof, that text is a little big, isn't it? Okay, so let's refine some of this text. This is where I could be using clamp. But I guess I'm not. So, where's our typography? Okay, so these are our secondary. So let's just do, yeah, we can just do at media, max width 960, and the font size, not 1.5, it's 3 right now, so maybe just 2. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Kind of makes me think that this could also be taken down a little for mobile. So maybe instead of 150, we could do 110. Ooh, that's too small. Let's try 125. Yeah, I think that looks okay for mobile. That really helped. Mm-hmm. Let's see here. I feel like there's enough room here for these to line up. And cut down some of this margin. There we go. So let's change. I'm just going to change that permanently. That's fine. Where are we here? Yeah, I think this is looking good. Do we need to tighten up this header a little bit? I think we do. So I think the padding is fine. I bet if we just change the size of our logo, so if we make this auto, but we make this a little smaller, like maybe cut this down to 50. And then I actually think that we could, I think that we can make this bigger for mobile. Like if we could push this down and if we could still see the header before the bottom of the screen and get the full view of the image, I think that would be okay. Let's adjust that logo. So I'm just going to say auto. I don't think we have to say 75. And then we'll do a media query here. And we'll just say width 50 pixels. And then this is our hero. And I think we repositioned this image. Can we push this down a little bit? Yeah, this doesn't really, it's not really moving around because we're seeing the full aspect ratio. Probably our, I don't think I'm gonna worry about it. But I know I can push it down. See? Yeah, you're not gonna let me push that down anymore. If I just change it to top. Okay. I'm just gonna change the height of this container because I think that's okay. I'm gonna change this to 45 instead of 30. don't think I need this. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. We got a lot of room here. What's going on here? All right, what's happening? Oh, yeah, I guess we don't need that much padding or margin anymore, do we? I'm gonna take that out. We'll see if I regret that decision. There's our image. Oh, I think this is it. I mean, not too shabby for one weekend's work. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's perfect. I think that it's pretty good. And yeah, so let's go ahead and at least deploy this to staging. Let's see here. We'll go ahead and deploy this to our staging. And we're on staging branch. More styles and responsive. And so we should see this get deployed now to our Heroku server. Thank you, Monique. I agree. I think it looks nice and clean. And we'll continue to refine. The site that I had up all these years, I worked on constantly. It was a constant work in progress. I was always making changes, adding new elements. That's what it's supposed to be. And for the most part, I do really like this. And as I continue to work on it, it'll get better. It'll improve. Ooh, that's a little tight. I didn't, right there. All right, so I'll look at that. Okay, I'm just gonna fix this. What did I do here? Okay, so we still need oh, okay, so that was for both. Okay, so maybe we do still need like 1 rem, maybe 1.5. Okay, I will add a little bit back in. Well, I did say I was maybe going to regret some of those decisions. Yep, agree. So I think I do not put a delay on the stream at all. But I think there's just a natural delay of about 30 or so seconds. So sorry for the delay, even though I can't control it, but it's not me. I promise you it's not me. It's YouTube. YouTube has the delay. So no, Monique, you're perfect. Trust me, you're perfect. It's the delay. It's the delay. let's check our, let's see here. My GitHub. Here we go. All right, here it is. So I'm going to, you know what, well, I have nothing on my domain. So I'm going to try to get this deployed tonight. My rsync isn't working. I'm not sure why. I'm getting an error. So I'm going to figure that out and get this deployed to the production server tonight. But our pipeline, for the most part, is working to staging at least. I need to get a GitHub action written this week. So when we do a pull request from staging to master, it will automatically deploy to the production server on DigitalOcean. And then for next weekend, Supreme Overlord is asking, how lengthy should a commit message be? That is a really good question. Because as I was typing my commit messages, I was like, this isn't a very good commit message, is it? So it should be as long as you need it to be. So when you look at your commit history, you know what happened in those files. So where I work with a junior developer, and what we have gotten into the habit of doing is we commit early and often, and the commit message always includes the name of the file that we worked on. And the reason I insist we do it that way is because if we need to do a cherry pick to the production branch, like we've got work sitting on staging, but something needs to get moved over, because when you do a pull request, you cannot cherry pick your commits. Everything that you're merging goes. You don't get to choose. But if you really need to cherry pick something from your staging or development environment and get that merged over to production, it's impossible to do if you're waiting to do a commit, right? So my suggestion is that you commit early and often. If you find yourself in a position where you need to cherry pick, you're going to have to adjust your workflow to account for that. So your commit message should be whatever you need it to be to look at your commit history and understand what's happening. It should be that if you have to cherry pick something, you can identify quickly and easily what files are part of that commit. And if you find yourself in that position, I would work on one file, commit, work on another file, commit. That is not a good workflow for what I just did, obviously, because I was all over the place working in all of the files. Does that make sense? It kind of depends on the situation, especially if you're working alone. If you're working alone, you probably don't need to worry about it. Just do a commit message that is as specific as you need it to be. If you're working in a team and you're worried at all about merge conflicts, make sure that you're committing every file or every couple of files. That will save you a lot of hassle. But also, a lot of teams have style guides written for kind of like what their rules are or what they think, the workflow that they like to observe. I've had developers get upset with me because I commit too often. I've had other developers get upset with me because I don't commit often enough. So you just have to ask your team, like, what are kind of the rules that you guys have set up for commits. So I think it's less about the commit message and more about what you're committing and how often you're committing. I do think, though, that the message needs to be as specific as you need it to be to understand what work was done in that commit. So you're never going to get a short answer with me, ever. It's always going to be so much more than you wanted to know. Thank you, Monique. So, how are you guys doing with your portfolios? Are you working on your portfolios? What stage are you in of your portfolios? I would love to know. Um, if you're shy and you don't feel comfortable showing your work, that is absolutely fine. But I would love to know how you guys are doing and how things are looking. If you feel like sharing, let me know. Um, Next weekend, what are we going to do next weekend? So next weekend, I think I think I need to write some more user stories this week to think about the type of functionality that I want to show to my audience. I think that the next two pages that I want to try and get done are a contact me page, and I'm going to use something called Form Spree, which they have a free service, which is basically we can just go ahead and HTML our own form, and then Form Spree gives us an action URL. And I think that sounds perfect. So I can just put in some HTML5 form field validation, and then Form Spree is going to take care of the rest here with that action URL. Although that's not exactly true, is it? We'll do a little chat GPT to make sure that we're locking down our form inputs as we should be, but we're not going to handle the action. We're not going to handle the delivery. So we'll do it with Form Spree. And then I think I'm going to do an about page, which I want to be not super personal, not super personal, but just like maybe a picture of me, a picture of my dog Heidi, maybe a picture of I don't know, some hobbies. I do a lot of knitting and spinning. So yeah, we'll see. So I think that what I need to do between now and next weekend is work on another mock-up. I also need to get this GitHub action up and running. So, I'm going to do as much as I can before next weekend, right? And whatever I have done by Saturday is what we're going to work on. So, and Supreme Overlord says, thanks, and I love that. Giving in-depth explanation is better than half an explanation. Always a pleasure joining your streams. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I love having you. I love your screen name. I love that you drop in and you say, hey, what are we doing today? I think it's so adorable. So I love having you guys. So I think it's so fun that we built up this fun little community. And I definitely enjoy being here. So yeah. So I think I'm gonna end things for today. My dog is asking me to take her for a walk. And I was thinking about going out and running a couple of errands this evening. As crazy as that is on Black Friday weekend, I actually need stuff. So I hope that you guys are having a great day wherever you are. And I will see you all again next weekend. Have a great week. I'll talk to you later. Bye.